Hello, good morning, everyone. I hope you are all healthy and safe. It's my pleasure to spend this morning with you. And some of you that are coming from other parts of the world, good evening, good afternoon. So today what I'm going to do is quickly just introduce how Enplug is on the BrightSign platform. Show you how easy it is to enable Enplug's digital signage software on BrightSign players. And then I'm also going to walk you through and give you an introduction of how to use Enplug, what our dashboard looks like in terms of changing all the different types of content. And so we're going to spend about 20 minutes for me to just go through the BrightSign Enplug setup and then talk about and show you the BrightSign dashboard. And then the last 10 minutes will be answering questions. I know a lot of folks are coming in as previously worked with BrightSign or currently working with BrightSign as a channel partner for Enplug. We're really excited to have the opportunity to also work with you and show you basically how you can make your new customers, existing customers, really happy with a very intuitive and powerful digital signage software. So let's get started first about how do you get the BrightSign players to now show Enplug. So the easiest thing, we actually posted this in the Enplug Support Center. So the Enplug Support Center is where we have a lot of amazing videos and articles talking exactly about how to set up Enplug, how to use all the different apps we have. And of course, one of the articles is about how do you set up Enplug and enable it on your BrightSign players. So all you have to do is go to support.enplug.com to see that information. All right, so you can see this article. We can share this link as well with everyone post-call. But just to give you a quick sense, all you have to do to set up the package is you will log into your BrightSign Control Cloud. You'll hit Select Admin, Device Setup, select the partner application, which is Enplug, add it to your setup file to the library, and you're good to go. Now, you just apply that to the device that you have. And so right now, Enplug works with the XT models of BrightSign players. And so when you're adding the device, you go to the admin menu header, device provisioning, you add your device, and then of course you add the serial number for your device, apply the setup, and then you're good to go. There's some more details for if you wanted to see some more information about the setup or have any issues with it, you can reference this article. But once you add the package to the Enplug device, what you're going to see is what we call Enplug, the device setup. Now, before we go into the dashboard, I want to give a little bit more overview of Enplug and why we started Enplug. So Enplug started, let me move here we go. All right, so Enplug's website, Enplug.com. So we started Enplug because we wanted to make digital signage really easy to use across every person in an organization. So we started Enplug 8 years ago. We're based in Los Angeles, but we've got offices around the world. And so what that allows us is to be able to provide support to our channel partners and to our customers 24/7 in all different time zones. So some of the things that differentiate Enplug, and you'll see in later in the presentation, are one, we wanted to make it really easy to use. Second, we wanted to give customers a whole library of lots of different automated apps so that when they want to put great content that are timely and relevant, it's really easy to do that. And they don't have to hire a creative team to create every piece of content. Instead, there are these apps that connect into all sorts of existing digital content, whether it be news or weather or traffic or password protected sites and intranets for customers, so that they can pull that existing information into their digital signage seamlessly and with only a few clicks of the button. Now, another thing that we are really proud of at Enplug is our security and enterprise functionality. So Enplug is one of the only companies in the digital signage industry that has SOC 2 Type 2 certification. This is one of the highest level of security certification that a software company can get. The reason we received this certification and we went through that process of receiving it is because we work with lots of Fortune 500 companies, lots of publicly traded companies, and security and data and privacy are one of the things that companies really care about right now. And we wanted to make sure that we demonstrated we care about it and we have all the measures in place to keep their data safe. We also have a lot of powerful enterprise features for our customers because our customers are managing hundreds or thousands of screens at once. They can make sure that folks in each of their offices or venues can access just those screens. They want to make sure that the executives can see all the screens. And so we've made a lot of tools and features that allow different user levels and user permission. So just to give you a sense, walking through some of the places that you'll see Enplug ranges from. We love working inside of corporate offices. So that's one of our really popular use cases is for internal communication. It's for companies. So you'll find us in companies ranging from Google to IBM to ExxonMobil, where inside of their offices, they have screens that are showing employee engagement messages. It is showing content that is welcoming people into their office and their lobbies. So here's just some examples. And you can see Enplug can be used in all sorts of different screens, from computer screens as a screensaver to video walls. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through a couple of the different types of apps that are offered on Enplug. This is our app market, which is you just go to enplug.com/apps, or you can just click apps in our header. And we were one of the first, if not, I think the first one in the industry to create the idea of an app market, where it's truly integrated apps that are pulling content from many different sources online. Now, the power for these apps is that instead of having to take screenshots or upload all the content, you can select a lot of different types of content that automatically gets pulled. So let me give you an example for Instagram. And we'll take a look at this in the dashboard as well. But all you have to do in the Enplug dashboard is you put the hashtag or you put the user account of what you want to show, and it will automatically appear on the screen in this beautiful, already formatted and designed way. And of course, we work with a lot of different brands, and so you can also customize the look and feel easily with different themes for your Enplug display. Meltwater is one of our companies, and so here's a screenshot of what their Instagram app would look like. So this is one of the many different types of apps we have that's really popular is social media. Another one that I'm going to show you is, so give you a sense, we have emergency alert. This is very popular amongst our university and education customers. You have business and tech news. So this business and tech news are fully licensed images and news that comes free. All of these apps I'm showing, they're all free with Enplug. With anyone that has an Enplug subscription, they have access to all of this. And so this is the news app where you can choose tech news, different business news. You can see, you can select news that are in the US and UK. And we also, again, as I mentioned, have already fully licensed all of this content. So it is pulling every single day. There's new content that's curated specifically for digital signage. All right, so now that I've given you a sense of some of the apps, we're going to go into the actual Enplug dashboard. So this is the Enplug dashboard. When you log in, this is what you see. I've created this fictional company called Brookfield Corporation. If that actually exists, my apologies, it has nothing to do with them, but this is the fictional example of a company. And so when they come in here, they can see all the different types of content. These are the display groups. Display groups are kind of like playlists. So what that means is all of these display groups are showing a different set of content. And so that means, for example, for one of these, I can have multiple devices connected to a display group, and they will show all of the same things. So the screen behind me here is the lobby screen. So let's go into the lobby screen. So you can see the different types of apps that I currently have enabled. And so what we've done, instead of having to do the time-consuming thing of scheduling when every single piece of content, we made it really easy. We called it the dynamic app playlist, where you can easily change the percentage of time that you want certain apps to show up on during the day. So for example, if I want the graphics and video app to show, I just increase it. I click save. And what you're going to see on the screen there is basically this pop-up that says, all right, now it's going to be updating that content to reflect this timing. So let's actually go into one of the apps. One of our most popular apps, of course, that's most used is the graphics and video app. And this is where you can schedule all of your different types of content that you upload. So whether it's videos or it's just images, you can upload PDFs, you can upload PowerPoints here. This is where you can see, and then this is the library, and then you can see what's playing on all of the other screens that you have. So you can tell I went to UC Berkeley. Anybody else that are Cal alums, go Bears. So I've hosted a bunch of different Berkeley fundraisers here at my home, and so I have Berkeley images. But let's take a look at how to schedule specific content. And so you can see if I wanted to add the screen to, let's call it the lobby screen, I just click on it. And I can search different display groups for all the different displays. Because we have customers that have thousands of displays, they can tag their different displays, whether it's, they can tag a bunch of their displays. They can tag 500 of their display groups as West Coast, another 500 as East Coast, to make it really easy to select many display groups at once. So I'll click the lobby screen. And then in terms of schedule, I can choose basically how frequently and how when I want to have the content play. I can limit it by days. I just want it playing during the weekdays. I can limit the time. I can schedule it for later if I'd like. Now here's something interesting. This is called priority play, which means that if I set this, it means it will override all other content that is playing. So say you have a customer coming in that very quickly just wants all of their screens to just play one content. They can just hit priority play, and it will override any other content that is playing. And so I save this, and now I've scheduled the piece of content onto the screen. And you can see on the screen, it's probably too small to see, but it says updating. So anytime you do update the screen, it will notify you and let you know on the screen with this little notification pop-up. So you know exactly what's happening anytime and when the content is getting updated. So this is an example of how you schedule content in the graphics and video app. That is, of course, one of our most used apps. I'm going to show you another app, which is the templates app that is also really popular. So you can see, all the different apps here. So the templates app is really cool. I like this a lot. What we've done is we've created a library of pre-made templates, and we've sorted out by different types of categories. And so, for example, right now we've provided our customers with a lot of health and safety templates that they can just automatically schedule. So, for example, we can click on one of it, and you can customize it. You can change it around. You can add your own logo here. And then when you save it, you can immediately schedule it for one of the screens. I'll just schedule it for the lobby screen. Click save, and you're good to go. And so for all of the apps that we have in Enplug, we make it really easy for you to customize and schedule. Let's take a look at another one of the apps. So I really like this countdown app. So this countdown app has a whole library of different templates for countdowns to election days, to April Fool's Day. Although, do you really want to be counting down to April Fool's? I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you really want folks to get prepared for crazy April Fool's. So you can see all of these countdown. So let's look at, for example, Halloween. Love Halloween. So here, this is the countdown, and you just set it for whatever date you want it to be counting down to. Do October 31st here, and it's good to go. So now it's counting down. You can change the format. We'll set it for like this, and then click save, and then you can schedule it for whatever display groups you want. Click save, and then it'll automatically show up on the display, and you're good to go. So a couple of other things I want to show that's really great here is basically the monitoring. So here you can see we give you really detailed updates about what are the screens that are live, offline, and you can actually click into this to get more details about that screen. One of the things that I think is, and you can see what's playing, this is the monitoring. You can see the user access or who has access to the screen. You can click on more settings. You can change the transition. So we make this all really easy to do and to easily provision what kind of user access you want to give your team. And we do all of this, again, because we have a lot of customers that want to give access to not just their IT team, or not just their marketing team to be able to manage all of the screens, but they want to give it to the HR manager. They want to give it to their sales manager to update screens specific to their department. And so we make it really easy to do that. And of course, as a channel partner, you can actually create accounts really, really easily. So I'll give you an example of creating an account. So as a channel partner, you just add the account name right here in your own dashboard. And your dashboard will look very similarly to what mine looks like here. And you can create, so for example, I'll create Nancy's department as the account. I click save, and then you're all set, and you can add the users onto there. Now, one of the things I'll show you is how easy it is to add a device or new display group. So I will call this marketing department display. I can add some tags. For example, I'll say this is West Coast. And then I will also add that this is marketing. It's going to be landscape. Next. All right. So one of the things, if I have the device set up on the screen, I'm going to see the setup phrase to connect that device and put it under this display group. But you can also skip it for now. So you can add content before you're connecting that device. And then boom, you have your display group set up, and then you can start adding apps. So that gives you a broad introduction to the Enplug dashboard. I want to make sure we save time these next 10 minutes to answering any questions that you care about. And I already see some questions. All right, one of the questions is social media apps. How do you moderate the content? Great question. You know what? I'm going to go back to screen sharing here to show how we moderate the social media content. So there are really, we made it such that it's really easy to moderate the content. You can select different profanity filters. I hosted a baby shower So you can see baby lamb Brenda is my friend's new child. But we'll go to this feed, so I can see my feeds here. And for example, I'll set up a new feed, and the new feed is I'll add Enplug as the feed, and I'll select it, lobby, click save. And then now you can see the Twitter profanity. I can change all the different profanity levels, strict, medium, or off. I can exclude posts with images. I can turn on pre-approval. Pre-approval means that no post will show up unless it's been pre-approved. So let's turn that on so I can show you what that looks like. So we'll save it. Now I'm going to click Manage Posts. And then here it's going to load all the posts that are looking for approval. And I can, so you can see I recently did a panel with Digital LA. I can ban the user or I can approve it. So I'll click approve, and now it's showing as a live post. So great question there. Let's see, what other?
We also have a question about Zoom integration.
Yes, absolutely. So one of the great things about the Zoom integration, so I will pull that up. I'll start screen sharing. And Anne, I'm going to just rely on you for the questions so I don't go back and
forth. Happy to. Yeah, happy to do that.
So the Zoom one, what's really cool about the Zoom is when you select the display groups that you want to show that Zoom, when you go live for that Zoom meeting, it immediately broadcasts to the screen. So it's basically as simple as host a meeting, join a meeting, and you put in that link, and then you select the display group that you want. Now, one thing that I will share that I've personally liked doing is sometimes my friends who have wanted to do a Zoom call with me, I put them on the big screen. So I use this just to put it on the big screen, and I can just stand in front of the screen and feel like I'm at like a SpaceX headquarters looking at this giant screen of seeing everybody. Do we have another question that I can answer?
Yes. There's one more technical question about can you sync for video walls?
Yes, we can sync for video walls, and in fact, so when I say sync for video walls, there's a couple of different ways to do it. We have actually a lot of support articles in the Enplug Support Center that shares more information about the specific type of video wall that you're looking for, because we know that there are a lot of different types of video wall setups. But the great thing for Enplug is we've made it such that you can even show Enplug on your computer screen, and you can drag the size of the screen. And so that means for video walls too, when you're running Enplug, you can change the dimensions of the screen, and a lot of our apps will automatically format and adjust to that screen display ratio.
Thank you. And then now some questions about two things, pricing and more information about your reseller program.
Yes, absolutely. So for Enplug, we care a lot about transparency. I think this is why we have so many customers come to us and just immediately sign on board without having to go through a tricky process. And the reason is because we put everything very, very transparent on our website. So you can see the pricing here. And for our channel partners, they get a really, really big discount. And so we're really proud of the channel partners we have today. They are around the world. We have many in the US, many in Europe, Asia, and we're glad that we are their sole software, digital signage software provider. And we help them and ensure that that they can make a lot of money with Enplugs. So you can see how the price goes down per screen as the licenses increase. And so for our channel partners, depending on how many licenses that they want, it's the same thing for um, our channel partners. We make sure that they can make a lot of money. And as they increase the number of licenses they have with Enplug, we also decrease their price per license. So definitely reach out to me directly for the channel partner application. It's really, really straightforward. And we outline the pricing there for you.
Thank you. And then when would Enplug specifically recommend BrightSign hardware? Is there a certain type of deployment or something else where you think we're particularly compatible?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we're really excited to partner with BrightSign, and I think BrightSign has great relationships with many types of companies. And I think companies that care about if they're enterprise, they really care about having a robust device. I think uh, we really like BrightSign if they, for example, some of the companies will care about having power over Ethernet. BrightSign players can do that. And so we'd recommend BrightSign players. But it's really, if that customer says, hey, we've had a great relationship with BrightSign, or we've heard a lot of great things about BrightSign, we want to use the device. We truly believe that Enplug is going to provide any kind of company with the easiest to use and most robust CMS to match the power um, and and reliability of BrightSign players. Definitely email me if you want to sign up on as a channel partner. Right now, we're because of all of the COVID-19 related automated safety, health and safety content. We have a lot of new folks reaching out to us because we can provide that free content for them so that they don't have to create that health and safety message. And so if you have customers or folks that you want to work with that care about that health and safety content, we have those apps to easily enable it inside of their offices and facilities. So definitely reach out.